Oil changes seem simple, right? Drain the old stuff, pour the new, and you're done. But here's the shocker. Most engine failures start right after an oil change. One tiny mistake, one forgotten check, and you could be silently destroying your engine without even knowing it. No smoke, no warning light, just hidden damage with every mile you drive. These aren't rare accidents. They happen every single day. So before your next oil change turns into a repair bill, watch closely. Here are 9 things you should never do after an oil change, and a bonus tip at the end that even seasoned drivers miss. Mistake number 9. The dreaded double gasket blunder. One of the sneakiest pitfalls during an oil change happens when you're not even looking for trouble. You remove the old oil filter, but sometimes that thin rubber O-ring gasket decides to stay glued to the engine's mounting plate. You don't spot it. You install the brand new filter with its own fresh gasket, and suddenly you've got 2 gaskets sandwiched together. They can't compress properly, so the seal fails completely. What starts as a minor seep turns into a steady stream of oil dripping onto your driveway. Ignore it long enough, and your engine loses pressure, starves for lubrication, and faces catastrophic damage that could total the whole power plant. The fix is ridiculously easy and takes almost no time. After pulling off the used filter, wipe the mounting surface clean with a rag and slide your finger all the way around the flange. Feel for any leftover rubber ring. If it's there, peel it off carefully. This quick habit prevents thousands of dollars in repairs and keeps your engine safe from one of the most avoidable disasters out there. Mistake number 8. Draining the oil when it's stone cold. A lot of folks jump straight into an oil change first thing in the morning or right after the car has sat for hours. It seems logical. Why waste time? But cold oil is thick and sticky, almost like molasses. It clings stubbornly to every internal surface: the crankcase walls, oil passages, pickup screen, and even the bearings. When you loosen the drain plug, only a portion of the contaminated oil actually escapes. A surprising amount of dirty, acidic sludge remains behind, ready to contaminate the clean oil you're about to add. You're basically diluting fresh oil with old gunk, defeating the entire purpose of the service. The proper method is straightforward and worth the few extra minutes. Start the engine and let it idle until it reaches normal operating temperature. Usually around 5 to 10 minutes is plenty. Hot oil becomes thin and fluid, suspending all the debris and allowing it to pour out freely in one dark, thorough stream. You'll literally see the difference: a much larger volume of dirty oil exiting and a cleaner engine when you're finished. This small step dramatically improves engine longevity by ensuring you're truly removing the harmful contaminants instead of leaving them to grind away at your components. Mistake number 7. The dangers of overfilling your crankcase. It's tempting to think that a little extra oil provides extra protection, but the reality is quite the opposite. Too much oil can wreck an engine faster than running it low in some cases. Excess oil gets whipped by the spinning crankshaft into a frothy, aerated mess, almost like churning cream into butter. This foamy mixture loses its ability to properly lubricate critical parts because air bubbles don't carry pressure or film strength. Metal-on-metal contact increases, temperatures spike, and wear accelerates dramatically. On top of that, the extra volume creates unwanted pressure inside the crankcase, which forces oil past seals and gaskets, leading to leaks at the rear main seal, valve covers, or even the front timing cover. The smart way to avoid this is patience. Pour in about 3/4 of the recommended capacity first, then add the rest in small increments while frequently checking the dipstick. Always perform the final check with the vehicle on flat, level ground after the engine has sat for at least 5 minutes. Stay strictly between the low and full marks. Never go above the top hash or dot. Precision here isn't optional. It's what keeps your engine breathing easy and running strong for hundreds of thousands of miles. Mistake number 6. Skipping the all-important post-fill verification. You've drained the old oil, installed the new filter, tightened the plug, and added fresh oil until the dipstick reads perfect. Job done, right? Not quite. If you hop in and drive off immediately, you might be setting yourself up for trouble. The new oil filter is empty at first, and it can hold nearly a quart of oil, depending on size. Once you start the engine, that filter fills up, dropping the overall level in the crankcase. Without a recheck, you could unknowingly be running slightly low from the very first mile. Additionally, this is the prime moment to spot any installation errors, like a loose drain plug, cross-threaded filter, or that hidden double gasket we talked about earlier. The correct routine is simple. After adding oil, start the engine and let it idle for 1 to 2 minutes. Shut it off. Wait 5 to 10 minutes for everything to settle and drain back down. Then pull the dipstick again for an accurate reading. Top up if needed. While you're at it, crawl underneath or peek around the engine bay for any fresh drips or wetness. Catching a leak right away saves you from coming back to a massive puddle and a seized motor later. This final double check turns a good oil change into a great one and gives you total peace of mind every time you turn the key. Mistake number 5, the bare filter blunder. Picture this. You've just attached a brand new oil filter, but it's completely void of any lubricant inside. As soon as you fire up the engine, the oil pump kicks in desperately trying to push fluid through, but those initial moments create what's known as a dry startup. Critical components like bearings and pistons grind with minimal protection until the filter finally saturates and pressure stabilizes. A single occurrence might not spell disaster, but if this becomes a habit across multiple services, you're accelerating wear and tear, potentially robbing your engine of thousands of reliable miles. The solution is straightforward and takes mere seconds. Prior to screwing it on, fill the fresh filter with fresh oil until the media is saturated. Don't overdo it to avoid spills. And give the rubber seal a quick wipe with oil too. This primes the system for immediate flow, building proper pressure right from the start. Sure, it can get your fingers a little greasy, but that's a small price compared to the headache of premature engine failure down the road. Mistake number 4, the unlubricated seal slip-up. It seems insignificant, that little rubber O-ring on the filter, yet it's the sole defender preventing oil from seeping out onto your garage floor. Installing it without any lubrication invites dry rubbing against the mounting surface, which can cause it to bunch up, distort, or even develop micro tears during tightening. At first, everything might hold, but as heat cycles kick in and pressure rises, those flaws turn into steady drips. Many owners point fingers at faulty parts when the real culprit is skipping this basic prep. All it takes is a quick dab of fresh oil on your finger to coat the ring evenly. It allows smooth seating, creates a reliable barrier, and even makes the next removal far less stubborn since dry seals tend to stick stubbornly over time. Pros always do this without fail, and for good measure, give the engine's mounting area a thorough wipe to remove any grime or old residue that could compromise contact. Mistake number 3, the overzealous torque trap. We've all seen it. Someone grabbing a long wrench and muscling down on the drain plug like they're trying to win a strength contest, convinced that maximum force equals maximum security. In reality, the seal comes from the crush washer, not brute power. Excessive twisting deforms threads, warps softer pans, especially aluminum ones. Or worse, shears the bolt clean off. Suddenly, your simple DIY job spirals into sourcing replacement parts or even a new oil pan, with bills climbing fast. Stick to specs. A quality torque wrench set to around 20 to 30 ftLbs for most vehicles is ideal. No wrench handy? Hand tighten until resistance builds, then add just a quarter turn more, firm but controlled. If you've gone overboard before, watch for telltale spots under the car. Weakened threads might hang on temporarily, but give way unexpectedly, leaving you stranded. Mistake number 2, the viscosity mismatch mayhem. It's tempting to assume any oil will do, but engines are engineered around precise formulations. Think 0W, 20 for efficiency-focused modern mills, or 5W, 30 for broader applications. Go thicker than recommended, and cold starts become labored as the pump struggles to circulate it quickly. Too thin, and high temperatures cause rapid breakdown, thinning the protective film and exposing metals to scoring and scuffs. In turbocharged or high-precision setups, this mismatch accelerates damage and can outright invalidate manufacturer coverage. Always consult your owner's manual for the exact spec, including whether it calls for full synthetic, semi-synthetic, or conventional. And beware bargain bin deals from unverified sources. Fakes are rampant and lack proper additives, turning a minor savings into major rebuild costs. Mistake number 1, dismissing the oil life indicator. Today's vehicles aren't just guessing with that dashboard alert. Sophisticated algorithms factor in revs, temperatures, loads, trip lengths, and even driving style to predict when degradation hits critical levels. Treating it as optional is akin to overlooking a check engine warning. Continued operation brews varnish, sludge, and restricted passages that starve components of lubrication. Beyond immediate wear, many systems log these oversights in the computer's memory, visible to technicians and potentially slashing trade-in value when history shows neglected care. The remedy is respect. When it signals, schedule the service promptly, use the right fluid, and reset it correctly per instructions. This isn't nagging. It's your car's way of safeguarding its own longevity. As a final pro insight that's often overlooked, resist the urge to rev off immediately post-change. Fresh oil needs a brief moment to pump fully, saturate the new filter, and coat every gallery and bearing. Jumping straight into drive risks brief, low-pressure operation on upper components. Instead, fire it up and let it run at idle for 45 to 90 seconds. Plenty of time for circulation without overheating anything. This quick habit ensures optimal protection from the very first mile. There you have it. These subtle yet serious pitfalls that can turn routine upkeep into engine sabotage. Which of these have you encountered or narrowly avoided? Drop your stories below. Sharing could prevent someone else's costly lesson. If this resonated, stay tuned for our upcoming breakdown ranking automotive brands by reliability. The surprises might change how you view your next purchase. Drive safe.